Hello and welcome to Dad Got This. We're answering the tough questions like, what's a simple one-pan dish I can knock out in no time for dinner? And why did the chicken join a band? That second one's easy, because he already had drumsticks. I'm starting with bone-in skin-on chicken thighs, and I want boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but it's an easy fix. First, get the skin off. Just grab it by the end and rip it off. Nothing fancy here. If you need to cut anything away, just use your knife to get the section that it's sticking and cut it off. You don't need to be delicate here. Just get it off and keep it to the side. Once the skin is gone, you are ready to debone. Grab a sharp knife. I like to use a boning knife. It just works really well. Run your knife down the sides of the bone, just kind of scraping along it. And then when it's kind of a little bit free, get your knife in behind it and run it down the back. You should be able to just kind of pull the bone away and then cut the back bottom part off. Check for any kind of knuckles or cartilage or bone fragments you left behind and clean it up. Snip them off with the knife and you're good to go. Once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty fast. Repeat that with the rest of the thighs and you are good to go. But don't throw out that skin and the bones. Put them in a little bag. Save them. You can add them to a chicken stock, like a boxed chicken stock, and make it way better by just using those in it. Trust me. It's time to get spicy. Let's mix up the spice blend. In a bowl goes about a tablespoon each of cumin, garam masala, ginger, and paprika. Now, I used paprika instead of like a pepper because we didn't want it spicy. My family, other than me, doesn't like spicy. If you want spicy, swap it out for a different pepper type powder. I'm also adding dad dust, which is just granulated garlic and onion with a little bit of MSG. I use it in everything. Season up both sides of the chicken lightly with salt. I'm using Diamond Crystal kosher salt, so a gentle dusting is perfect. If you are using table salt, use way less. Trust me on this. Take your spice rub and coat the chicken on all sides. You want full coverage here. You can pick it up off the board, use some gloves, rub it in there. Just get a really nice coating because this is where the flavor really starts to build. Next up, we are going to dice an onion. Nothing fancy here, just your basic dice. Now, I like to do the cross cuts. Some people say that they're useless, but I feel like I get a better dice when I do them. If you don't want to do them, don't do it. Grab about 9 to 10 small cloves of garlic and just smash them with a hammer, a knife, whatever you need to do, and then mince them up into a nice fine mince. Yes, it's a lot of garlic. No, we're not negotiating. Set a pan over medium heat. You can use any pan you want, but just use medium heat. Trust me on this. Put about 3 tablespoons of butter in there and let it melt. You can add a splash of avocado oil to just kind of really help it melt down. It might be too much butter. If you need to, just take it out and set it to the side once you have like a really nice coating on the bottom of the pan. We'll save that butter and we'll put it back in later. Once the butter melts, add the chicken and let it brown. Don't let it burn like I did. This is too dark. You want like a nice light brown, not these dark black spots. It wasn't unsavable, but just make sure your heat is nice and low or you're flipping really constantly on the chicken so you don't get to that part. We're not cooking it through here. We're just building color and flavor. Once they're browned, take them and set them to the side. Now, add your garlic and onions to the pan. Kind of stir them up, get all that stuff off the bottom. I added a little bit of water every now and then to just kind of make sure I was really getting all that fond off the pan, and it also helps the onions caramelize a little bit quicker. Cook them for about 2 minutes until the onions start to soften and everything smells amazing. I know this looks like a lot of onions, but don't worry, they cook down, they break down, and you won't have bits of onion in your sauce. Once we are done with this, and these have all kind of done their thing, it's just going to be this nice, smooth, well-flavored sauce. Trust me, it's not too many onions. I kind of thought it was too many onions when I started the whole project, but it worked out perfectly. Now it's time for my secret weapon, chicken base. This is liquid chicken flavor in a little paste. It is amazing. I get it at Sam's Club. It's basically just a chicken stock substitute where you can make your own chicken stock, but if you throw teaspoons of it into dishes, it just amps up the flavor amazingly. Stick about a teaspoon in there, stir it in until it's nice and mixed, and it coats everything. Cook that for about 3 more minutes. Now it's time to add in tomato paste. This is 1 tube of tomato paste. I think they are like 8 ounces. Go with the whole tube. Cook this for 2 minutes. You really want to let this cook down and build flavor. Cooking tomato paste sweetens it and really deepens the flavor of it. I did sprinkle in a little bit of extra seasonings from the different spices in the spice rub. I put a little bit extra of everything except the dad rub. After your 2 minutes is up, pour in your heavy cream. This was a 1 quart container of heavy cream, and I used about half of it. You just want enough to make like a full-on sauce in your pan. However much that takes, use that much. Make sure everything is well mixed and add your chicken into it. Simmer that on low for about 20 minutes. You really want a nice low simmer. You can flip the chicken every once in a while if you want, or you can just leave it. This is where the sauce really starts to come together. After that 20 minutes, I pull my chicken out and I cut it into bite-sized pieces. This helps speed up the cooking process. You could have done this ahead of time, but I don't know. It just seems to have a different texture when I do it this way versus all cut up chicken. I feel like the all cut up chicken gets a little bit tighter. This seems a little bit, I don't know, softer and juicier chicken when I do it this way. I'm probably making that up, but it's the way I feel. Return all your cut up chicken to the pan and simmer it for another 4 minutes until the chicken is fully cooked. You want your chicken to be at least 165 and no clearness in your chicken. It is time to finish off our sauce. Cut your heat off and add 4 tablespoons of cold butter. Just stir it till it melts. This gives it like a smooth and velvety mouthfeel. I love doing this. It's just a great way to finish off sauces like this, especially if they have butter. And just like that, the butter chicken is done. Let's plate it up and see how it turned out. Dinner in no time. I usually grab some naan and some tzatziki from my big box store, and I'm good to go for an awesome meal. It's fantastic. The nice thing is, this heats up almost better than when it's fresh. You put it in the fridge, the next day you heat it up, got even better than the day you cooked it. It's just an easy, amazing meal. If you're enjoying this channel, please do the YouTube likey subscribe thing. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. You really want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. You get early access to videos, all kinds of fun stuff, but subscribing is enough. Subscribing really helps out a small channel like mine. If you're looking for the recipe, it's going to be on my website, dadgotthis.com, along with a bunch of other cool recipes. Check it out. So, with all that out of the way, I guess there's only one question left to answer. Why did the chicken bring a ladder to the bar? Because it heard the drinks were on the house. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, cook quick and fantastic meals, but one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.